Hello and welcome to a rather impromptu live stream. I was just in the Digital Stage Academy. We have our weekly office hours sessions in there, actually twice for me today. So right now at the moment here in Thailand, it's just coming up to 10 o'clock. I did the first session at 5 a.m. and then I've got the next session at 5 p.m. But one of the things we were talking about with David Cruis, who's got some amazing AI content that he's putting out, but he's been playing around with practicing the process of going live to sort of document what he's doing, actually, as a sort of doing it in public and then having AI capture all of that to create a load of content around it. But anyway, I digress slightly. We got into a discussion there about the idea of live streaming in the vertical format onto YouTube, and really about the technicalities of, where does this appear for folks? If you are streaming in vertical format, where is that going to appear? Is it going to appear in the regular feed and in the shorts feed? Now, to my knowledge, this will come out in the shorts feed. I've certainly watched a number of people live when they have been in the vertical format on my phone. The question, though, I wasn't too sure about is after the live has finished, where will the video then still live on YouTube? Does it still appear in people's shorts feed? It seems a bit of a weird place for it, though, if you are scrolling through, short form content and then you happen upon, basically what could be, a multi-hour live stream. That's not what this is going to be, by the way, but nevertheless, it could, in theory, be a long live stream. So I'm really just doing a test here to see how this is going to show up after the live stream is finished. Obviously, the limit for shorts on YouTube now has been increased from a minute to 3 minutes. But obviously, if the live stream goes over that, then where is it going to sit? So that's really the point of this live stream. But feel free to drop any questions in the chat. If we've got any new folks to the channel, be interesting to see where you are seeing this and how you are finding it on your device as a vertical video, or indeed if anybody's watching it on desktop and what the experience is like on there as well. So I set up a few basic scenes. I've got a few things that I can chat about, but do let me know if you've got any questions. It'd be interesting to see how the comments come in the vertical format as well. I'm using Ecamm Live. That is the live production software that I use to create all of my videos in one take with no edits. And great to see a familiar face in here. I've got all my Stream Deck buttons missed over, but let me just put this. At the moment, I've just got a placeholder, but hey, David, great to see you here. Fantastic to have a familiar face and someone to help me test out all of this stuff. By the way, since you are a fellow beta tester of Ecamm, one of the little quirks I've just noticed as I'm doing this live motion, it's a bit weird how my camera sort of expands to fill the space and then sort of squishes back in. It's not actually a direct sort of link going from one to the other. And speak of the devil, here he is, the man himself, Happy Dave. So we were literally, it was me and David and some of the other folks in the Digital Stage Academy VIP team who were just chatting about this and wanting to see how it comes out. So here we are, David. Let's see let's see what happens. A couple of other things that you may have noticed, by the way, about the channel since last time I've been live, is that I have changed the logo. So if you are used to seeing the Take One Tech clapperboard, which was a logo that I created in probably all of about 30 minutes or an hour when I first started this channel about 4 years ago, and it was only ever a little hobby channel. And since then, Take One Tech has evolved into all things digital stage. So that's what I term, this idea where we've got our platform in video, in our meetings, in our events, and so on, coming through the screen one way or another. And so that's what all of my other sort of business properties, if you like, are called. We've got the Digital Stage Academy. The Digital Stage Blueprint was an event I ran last year, a free 3-day sort of 3-session webinar, I guess you could call it, event. There was also the Digital Stage Revolution, which was a 4-day event that I did last year also, which was a 4 full days of me basically delivering content. And what we've also got coming up shortly, though, in March is the Digital Stage Summit. So, whoops, not that one, this one here. Which is a 3 days, but it's 30 plus speakers that are teaching all sorts of things related to how to master the tech, the tools, and the gear that you need to do these sorts of things using live video. And when I say live video, by the way, that's not just live streaming, that is recording live to tape, as I do with all of my videos. It's also using the tech to then level up all of your meetings and so on as well. So that's day one. Day two is then about how to master your sort of on-screen presence. So talking about audience engagement, about how to show up and and come across authentically on screen as well. Lots of great speakers that we've already got lined up for this sort of thing, and how to engage with your community and build a community as well. And then day 3 is all about the monetization and growth. So how to actually build a business out of this and put systems and processes in place so that you can actually scale it effectively. So that's what day 3 is going to be all about. And so as you can see though, the logo down there, everything that I do these days is all this digital stage branding. And so really, I just wanted to bring my Take One Tech channel logo in line with all of that. Now, at some point, I probably will change the name of the channel actually, because then it'll all be on the same consistent feel. But rather than just do some, major rebrand and change everything, I'm changing everything bit by bit so that people get used to one thing and then something else changes and so on. So just sort of slowly changing the direction. So that is what that's all about. Incidentally, if you are interested in attending the Digital Stage Summit, which, as I say, is a free event, 3 full days, and you can find that over at digitalstagesummit.com. And if you're interested in speaking, by the way, you can also find a link down there as well. So this tells you a bit more about the dates. Speakers to be announced soon. We've got a number of really great speakers already on board, but still some slots there, and also for panel discussions as well, which there will be. So if you are interested in speaking, you can find there is a link there, have something to share, click that. It's going to take you through to a Google Doc just to submit your session details. Really proud to have Ecamm on board as a sponsor, and I'll be announcing more sponsors in due course as well. So as I say, you can find that at digitalstagesummit.com. And once again, I'm just, at the same time as doing all of this, I'm doing all this for testing purposes. And it's just a bit weird the way that camera, this is the Ecamm Live Beta 4.4 that I'm testing, and the way that camera sort of transitions from one to another is just a little bit weird. So there we go. Thanks. I'm glad you like the logo. Hello there, DJ Rob. Great to see you here. Watching on Apple TV with a with a 70-inch TV and a lot of wasted space. Well, yeah, there you go. You see. Now, this is the question that we were talking about with David. Actually, we were talking about this idea of streaming vertically, and my point that my original stance, let me say it that way. My original stance on this was that if somebody's got a mobile device, then yeah, it's great for watching vertical. But at the end of the day, if you've got a regular sort of horizontal video, people can easily turn their mobiles on the side. However, people who are watching on a desktop or, as you say, a 70-inch TV, if you're coming in vertical, then it's kind of, you've got a lot of wasted space, really. And so that was always my thought behind it was, well, really the horizontal is going to appear great for everybody, whereas the vertical is going to give a lesser experience for those watching on a TV or a desktop or whatever. However, the thing that changed it for me was I was wandering around my house one day making breakfast or whatever it was in the morning, and I got a notification pop up, and it was Kirk Nugent doing a live stream. In fact, it was his 10,000 subscriber live stream, and he did it just impromptu on vertical, and it popped up, it came on my phone, and it was a great experience to watch a live stream in that format. So having seen that, and then also now we've got folks like names, just I'm all over the place with names this morning. So 2 of my favorite people, and they've just started doing a regular live stream in vertical format as well. It will pop into my little brain cell in a moment. Yeah, so they're doing more of vertical live streaming as well. So as I mentioned, David was just looking at this earlier, so we will see how it goes. Let's come over to this a second though. I may just not know how to do this, but in vertical format, comments cover the bottom half of the screen. Yeah, so the comments do come in automatically, I think. So if you're live, I'm guessing there's a kind of feed of them coming in potentially as well. Martin and Neil, thank you, Rich. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my brain cell. It's Martin McKenna and Neil Faramond are doing the vertical show. In any case, so yes, the comments will sort of appear like on the bottom of the mobile as well. But obviously, I've set up a scene in Ecamm, so I'm just bringing them in directly with this scene just having been set up. By the way, it'd be interesting to know if anything is getting cut off. That's why I deliberately left that sort of big space down there at the bottom, because there's usually a load of information, stuff, text, whatever it is, down at the bottom of the screen if you're watching on mobile. So we always have to try and be aware of those safe zones. I'm not sure if that's quite being covered up or not. Hey, Rich, great to see you. Also was with us when we were chatting about this earlier. So just to figure that out, oh, there we go. I'm always doing this. I'm always chatting away, and then like the question's been answered sort of 2 steps further down. So yes, you can hide it. It'd be interesting to know then if you've hidden the one that's like the YouTube scrolling chat. It'd be interesting to know what the interface elements down at the bottom are. I've got guides for this somewhere, but I literally just threw a couple of scenes together and hit the live button this morning. So yeah, you can obviously get guides that show you like where the safe zones are on all the different platforms. This really is great in vertical, except for the comments obscuring logos and other images at the bottom. Yeah, so the So the ones that sort of scroll up on the screen automatically, I guess those are the ones that if you can turn those off, then it's going to be a bit better. And as I say, I don't know if I've left enough space at the bottom of this scene that is not covered up. So we will see. Yes, thanks again for the reminder there. My brain is going to pieces recently in terms of memory. I always have that feeling that something's on the tip of my tongue, and it's happening all the time these days. So yeah, there we go. And yeah, so same thing with those comments. Let's see where we're up to. Incidentally, for those that are watching this either live or on the replay, if you are interested in Ecamm Live, which is the software I'm using to create all of these scenes, might as well do a little bit of shameless promotion, shouldn't I? I'm running my Ecamm Live accelerator training from the 10th of February to the 21st. I've got a free Ecamm Live masterclass, but this one is a live cohort style class that we'll be delivering over those 2 weeks with live sessions daily, weekdays from the February the 10th through to the 21st, and the portal for that is opening up on Monday. So great time to get into that. So that's at ecammaccelerator.com, or you can just go to the website takeonetech.io and get a place on that as well. And in that, I'm going to be going through all of the features of Ecamm. But as I say, the Ecamm masterclass is still free. That still covers absolutely everything. This is more about just a bit of guidance to actually have some practical steps to put things in their place and actually get people up to speed and up and running within those 2 weeks. I am also going to run a bonus session, which is all about the Ecamm Live beta as well. That's still obviously in development, so I don't put any of those things in the masterclass because we don't know what's going to stay in there. Hopefully all of these great new features will, but there have been instances where things have been taken out and not everyone's on the beta. So I will be running a bonus session, which is just about the beta in particular. Let me just go back over to here, though. I've only got 4 scenes to work with, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to get used to these buttons. Safe zones keep changing for platforms. Right now, comments are covering your scene setup a bit. Yeah, so I wonder how high up there. I should probably just actually go and have a look at this myself, shouldn't I? That would certainly help. Let me just go in here, and I'll see if it's coming up, how it's looking. So, yeah, I get it. So, yeah, they are covering that scene up a little bit. I probably need to leave just a touch more on there, don't I? So let me see. I can probably just change this. This is the benefit of Ecamm Live, is we can actually change these things on the fly. Let me come into this one. I will unlock this part, and I want to just take that up a little bit. Obviously, as we said, you can turn your comments off on the screen, and that should help. But what I can do is just change these here, unlock these parts, move that up there. I do love Ecamm. I mean, this is some really cool. I've got another actual hardware camera switcher that I am testing out, and I'll be making a video about shortly. But you can't beat Ecamm for the ease of use and speed of use as well is the thing. You don't have to go into some major settings somewhere to just change these sorts of things. You can just do it sort of on the fly as I'm doing right now. So let me just make that a bit bigger. I think that now, by my calculations, watching this on here, it seems like that's not quite now covering everything as it was before. So that's cool. I just noticed that those quotes at the bottom are covering up the comments. So let me move those above like this. And that should fix that. Yeah, we got the transparency now just slightly behind there. There we go. Okay, cool. So, well, now I know that. That will be good for future. I don't know how much vertical live streaming I'm going to be doing, but it's still a slight improvement anyway. There we go. I would be doing live streaming on TikTok. I do want to start doing more on there as a platform, but that will require me to get a few more followers. I think I'm up to 500 on TikTok, and you need 1,000 to basically stream to it. So, yeah, there we go. Let's see. Hey, Kath, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm really just doing a little bit of testing here to get things all lined up, and really just to test the process of streaming on YouTube in vertical format, more so to see the effect like after the stream's finished, to see where this actually lives and what the replay value is of it. So we will find out about that, I'm sure. Hey Doc, great to see you. I am just doing some testing. What are you watching on, by the way, Doc? I know that you often do watch on large TVs. Are you watching on that, or is it a mobile? And how is it looking if it's on a on a TV? Oh, you're the same with TikTok, yeah. You know what? I've really changed my opinion with TikTok over the past few months, really. And what it really came down to with me was, you hear people talking about people not making the transition from, one platform to another. And if you are thinking of TikTok or Reels or whatever as basically a way to grow on there in a platform, as a platform in itself, but also to have people come over to either your website or to come over to YouTube to the long form stuff. People say that, that doesn't happen too often. But the thing that really changed it for me was, there's a great guy called Rory Sutherland, who is the director of Ogilvy. And I watched a couple of his things. Ogilvy is an advertising agency, and he's basically a human behavioral specialist who looks into like the human behavior side of sales and marketing and so on. So I watched a couple of his, a couple of short form videos on TikTok that were of him. I don't think they were his account, but of him. And they were just really amazing. And then TikTok did its thing and started serving me Rory Sutherland all day, every day. And I honestly just binge watched. It must have been like over a few weeks. It must have been like hours and hours of his stuff in short form TikTok content. I mean, there they go longer. So some of those can be like 5 or 6 minutes or maybe even longer now. But yeah, he's just amazing. And what happened was I watched all of his stuff on there. I then went and bought all of his books, and then I went over and subscribed to him on YouTube and found all of his other stuff as well. So basically, that I'm always looking at like what my little monkey brain is doing. And I was like, well, there you go. That just sort of proves that at least some people can watch something on those platforms and actually make the leap off it to go and find something. And I do find that now I'll be on TikTok, and obviously there's not an easy way to, for people to link out to stuff. Obviously there's, link in bio type things, but not an easy way for people to just actually click to go out to, wherever it is. But I'll often hear people mention things on there, and then I'm coming straight out of TikTok, going into Google, going and finding stuff, researching stuff. And so I've just found it to be a great resource. And because the algorithm is so tuned, then it means that, you only have to pay a bit of attention to something, and suddenly you're getting served more and more of it. So I do really like it. There's another thing as well, another guy. Let me find this guy for you, because he talks all about AI. And I probably should just actually go into my TikTok, because it will probably be one of the first one that comes up. I'll tell you what he does different is when he starts his TikToks, his videos, they always start like completely silent, and then he leans in, and there's this like pause where he's not saying anything, and it goes against everything that people will tell you should do. You've got to grab their attention straight away. You've got to come in there with a strong hook. You've got to, lay out exactly what you're going to be talking about. But like this guy, honestly, every time he starts a TikTok, it's like this. In AI today. And then he goes into like, what's happened in the day with AI. But I'm hooked on him, and he's really giving some great insights. Let me just find out what his name is. I'm not going to be able to find him now. Obviously, as I've just said it. I'll get his name and drop it in at some point. But he covers AI stuff. So the point I'm making though is that my ideas around TikTok and what it is and what it should be and what sort of content succeeds on there has really shifted just recently. So yeah, he's a great guy. So you're on the Mac Studio, so that means you're watching this on a large screen. Rory Sutherland, he's amazing. Yeah, he really is amazing. I love all that sort of stuff though. What he talks about, which is the human behavioral aspect of it. There's some great books. There's another great book that I've been reading or read just recently called Predictably Irrational, which is a great book all about again the behavior, how we behave, and how we might think that we're in full control of things, but actually there's certain things that just happen that are almost beyond our control, and it seems irrational, but it's predictable, as the book is called. So let's see. People will do the work if the advice content is good, as always. Yeah, so that making the leap from one point to another. And the Rory start point, great. So a YouTube video there. Hey there, I'm sorry if I'm going to get this right name wrong. Taisha, great to see you here. Those tips and tactics are not for use vintage people. We have better attention spans. That's it. Yeah, it's not like one of my kids when they're watching their whatever it is, Roblox or Minecraft videos, walkthroughs, where they're speaking at like 100 miles an hour, not taking a moment to pause to breathe. it's actually, for me, it's exhausting. But I guess that's maybe that's the age thing. Let me see if I can find this chap on TikTok though, because the AI chap is really interesting. And since Dave's here, David, AI, what's his name? This is me again. I'm completely blanking on people's names, but if I search for his name in here, maybe I'll find it, because he's worth a watch, and he does like a daily update on everything that's going on AI. So a very interesting chap, I would have thought. Nate, his name is. On TikTok, it is just Nate. Let me see if I can get this up, because, as I say, he is worth a look. TikTok, and then I'll just search up for Nate. Boy, now I'm not actually logged in. How is this? Oh, it's because I'm in Safari, and I don't log in on Safari. Let me just see if it comes up. Nate AI, then maybe that will help us find it. No, it's because I'm not logged in on here. That's why. His name is, here we go. We're nearly there. Nearly there. Nearly there. Nate B. Jones. Nate.b.jones. Here we go. I'm going to drop this into the chat. So this is let's see, where are we now? Screen share. This is the dude. This is his TikTok feed. But every one of his videos, if you click it, it always starts like this, basically. There's a big pause at the beginning. And then there's like this moment of pause, and then he'll come in and start speaking. And it's like, as I mentioned, it's just against everything that they say you should do on TikTok videos. But every day his insights are really, really interesting. And let's see, he's got, he started, I guess it was 8 months ago, something like that, maybe a little bit longer, but he's already up to 229,000 followers on TikTok. And I think his YouTube channel as well has got quite a lot. Not quite there, but yeah, quite a lot. So definitely check out Nate B. Jones if you want to just get like daily updates on things that are happening in the world of AI. It's a really great way to just keep up with stuff, because usually I have David for that in our Digital Stage Academy, and he's my sort of go-to AI guy that keeps me up to speed with things. But Nate's good for these just that daily little updates as well. So yeah, highly recommend checking him out. Well, if there's anything else, now that we've got a particular topic, if anyone's got anything that they want to drop in the chat, then you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up because the purpose for those that are just joining was I want to see what happens to these vertical live streams after the stream has ended. Where does it appear? I understand that it gets served to people who are on their mobiles, that they're going to be able to see it in their shorts feed or in the mobile feed. But what about after the fact? Where is it going to appear, and what's it going to look like in terms of replay value as well? Obviously, you could say, what's the replay value in this one? It's not particularly not got a particular topic or anything like that. But in general, what would the replay value be? Would it be something that just lives in your regular YouTube feed? And in which case, how is that going to be? How is that going to be for a replay? It's not necessarily the best replay experience for a horizontal video when compared to if it's just purely viewed in the vertical format. So it'd be interesting to see how that all plays out. Hey Mike, great to see you. Another one of our VIPs from the Digital Stage Academy as well. Great to see you here too. You are on even more relevant creative content that will help us and impact our audiences. Well, thank you. That's what I strive to do. But obviously this just came out of our conversation just a few hours ago. We were just talking about it. So I thought, well, rather than having a load of reckons about it, well, I reckon this, I think that maybe this, maybe that, I thought I should probably just actually do it, and then we'll know, rather than me just giving my my ill-informed or uninformed, I should say, opinion. So there we go. That's what the purpose of this is. Okie dokie. Well, with that said, it's great to see some familiar faces in the chat. Thanks so much for helping me out with this little test. I'm going to wrap it up now, and I will see you all later. By the way, my live stream tomorrow is probably going to be all about my slight sort of rebrand, if you like, of the channel, and exactly why that is and how that fits into all of the other things. So that'll be coming up in about not quite 24 hours, in about 20 hours. Great to see you all. Thanks for helping me out with this little test. I'll see you soon. Take care. Have a great evening, great day, wherever you are.